but it's the only person below White Holiday in the ComicsGate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube how you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by a very special guest. Today we have Ms. Lola. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. It's a pleasure to have you. At last. At last.
I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
Is it WyzGyz or WyzGyz?
It's whatever you so desire.
I always thought it was WyzGyz, but I've heard some of the other guys call it WyzGyz. So
it was intended as WyzGyz because I'm very sarcastic. But a lot of people, including Ethan Van Sciver and CGUK, often say WyzGyz. A lot of people seem to think, at least in their minds, that the written name looks like WyzGyz. Welcome, JBL MCM. What's up, WyzGyz? Hello, hello. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just came from another stream, and then a couple of my Twitch messages via StreamYard carried over to this stream somehow. Not sure, but I think it had something to do with the fact that I had both streams more or less prepped and live. So I go by WyzGyz. Whatever you prefer, though. I think crack up.
I'll go with WyzGyz because that's what I initially thought it was.
Oh, man. How are things with you?
I am good, really good. I'm enjoying the Lola After Midnight segments that I've been doing, and I've been trying to figure out more how to make videos because I've never done that before.
Oh,
so it's something new to me.
Yeah.
So I'm learning the software and the YouTube software and all this stuff because I want to do some comic reviews of some comics I've gotten from ComicsGate. So.
Oh, nice.
I just received Magna, and I have Escape or Die from the 656 guys.
Oh my gosh, cool.
So I really want to get a review out of those. So
I don't remember if I thought I backed Escape or Die, but it might be one of those situations where I thought I backed it, but I forgot to back it.
I have some of those. Some of those I've seen, like some of the projects that I've been seeing people getting. I'm like, I didn't know about it, and now it's closed. What am I going to do?
Yeah, if you're lucky, you can wait till the next campaign, and they might have a catch-up tier.
Well, I also find that some people back twice, and so they'll sell their second copy, or there've been a couple nice people who have shared. So
nice. Yeah, sometimes I fall in love with the project, and I'll end up backing multiple times. And, there's something about it that grabs me. So I'll back it multiple times, and then I'll end up with extra copies. So every now and again, I hand out, some of my dupes to people who missed out on the campaign.
Well, sometimes what happens in our house, is I'll back a project, and then my husband will back it too, so we'll end up with 2 copies. Or he'll back one, and I'll have missed it, so then I'll get to read his copy, or I'll get something he didn't see. So we do a lot of switching out and back and forth. And
so you do all this independently of one another. You don't tag team it and go, all right, let's discuss together which ones we want to back this week,
Well, it depends on the project. Like, if I really enjoy a project, it might not be something that's his cup of tea. And so I'll get it, and then he'll look through it and see how the art was, and he'll be like, "Oh, well, I wish I would have backed this." But like, I have my stash, and then he has his comic stash, so we have like his and hers when it comes to our comics.
Oh wow! So you have literal like separate bookshelves and stuff.
Oh, he has a whole like separate area for me.
Do you have more comics than him now?
No, he's got more than me. He's definitely got more than me, but like I have my section and I keep it upstairs in my reading room. So like if I want to rock the baby or something like that, I can sit and I can read while she's resting.
Is your is your reading room full of just about everything, including novels and short stories, or is it exclusively all comic books?
Mine has novels and like you said, like short stories, and I have journals and like a magazine section, like not really magazines, but like I like to collect like photograph magazines.
Do you
'Cause
mean
I was
like National Geographic kind of stuff?
No, more like photography and weird art. Like, they used to put out these big, thick, art magazines, and they would have like photography and just like different artists, and they would showcase their work through the whole thing. I mean, they were thick. They were like, 50-page books.
Kind of like, well, a little like the old books. I don't know if they still do it, but I think magazine places like Vogue used to release these really thick books of fashion.
Yeah, yeah. So stuff like that. Like I enjoy stuff like that. So yeah, like I have all kinds of stuff. I have art books. I have you name it. I probably have some type of book that relates to it.
Oh wow, sweet. Welcome. What about
Hey, what about?
Lola? Right on. By the way, everybody, Lola's got a YouTube channel now. It's up and running. She's got some streams in it already and is building quickly. You are already at, let me see, 165, I think. Let me see. Waiting for it to refresh. 171. Holy. Wow. You are building fast. That's pretty amazing.
Well, I wanted to like start my like I've for years now I've been in ComicsGate, and I go on other people's channels and help build their platforms. So I figure why not start my own and start building mine, and I can make it a place that I want to be at, where I'm hanging out with my friends and we're talking about different stuff. And some of them are artists, so they'll draw on stream, or like they have projects, so they'll talk about their projects. And I wanted a place for people to be able to come together and it not be full of drama, but full of fun. I think that's one thing we're missing a lot right now in our world is fun.
No, that's a fact. Yeah. When people aren't stressed about politics of the day, they're stressed about the stupid pandemic or shamdemic, as far as I'm concerned. And when they're not thinking about that, they're thinking about how they're going to feed themselves and survive, because their business or their employment's been impacted. So people are struggling.
And a lot of people they don't have much to smile about these days, right? And like current politics says we can't laugh anymore. So I wanted to have a place where we could go to laugh and have fun.
Absolutely. That's definitely a very good thing to work towards, having more fun. Absolutely, for sure. So as you may be familiar, it's customary on my channel to do kind of a deeper dive and learn more about creators and awesome awesome people. Would you mind sharing kind of like your quote unquote origin story?
Like how I got into ComicsGate?
Yeah, how you got into ComicsGate, what kinds of things you were into, whether it be pop culture, movies, music, TV, toys, and what kinds of pop culture stuff you were interested in, and what were the key milestones that led you to how did you discover ComicsGate and then become such a big promoter and a voice in this industry?
Well, let's see, where do I start? I was seeing a lot of, like, I guess it was about 4 or 5 years ago, I was seeing a lot of the woke culture, right? They were attacking, like, different comics fans that were criticizing the art in the mainstream comics. And I, like, all these people were coming at these critics, like your boy Zach, and I don't know, it just, like, I felt really compelled that as a female that I needed to stand up and say something, because they were all being attacked on the fact that they were 42-year-old white males, right? And white males are bad, and toxic masculinity, and I got so tired of it. I just got tired of seeing it and tired of hearing about it. And I was like, I can either sit back and be silent and watch, like, for instance, my own husband and other guys in the community be attacked, or I can stand up and say something and say, hey, it's not just these guys who think this. These guys are not alone. Like, we as females, we want to see beautiful women. We don't want to see, like, I don't want to see a bunch of females that look like men in my cartoons or my comics or, my movies or any of it. Like, I want to see beautiful women as well. Like, that's what I aspire to be, is a beautiful woman. And I want to see what that is, what that standard is. And so I think, like, that just brought me into it. And then, I had people tell me I was a man. I had people tell me about my internal misogyny, all kinds of stuff. Like, that one of the reasons my avatar is a talking ass is because I wanted to rebel. I wanted to rebel against that culture that was saying that, beautiful women are bad. Women having curves are bad. Having boobs and a butt is bad. Like, I just got tired of it, and I wanted to rebel against it and say, no, we women here, we don't accept this.
Cool. So it was like the avatar is you're rebelling and saying that women do have curves. They're not flat like planks.
Yeah, like, and we want to be beautiful, right? That's how we attract the opposite sex. Like, that's part of it. And so, like, I was seeing women who were beautiful women that were being shamed because, they weren't accepting what the left was trying to tell them they needed to accept. That all white males are bad. Talking to a man was bad because, they're toxic.
Right, exactly.
And it couldn't be that, we all like the same comic or something, or the same art, and, I appreciate what these guys are doing. It couldn't be that, right? No, it had to be my internal misogyny that was telling me I had to be in the kitchen making a sandwich for them.
You can be beautiful and make a sandwich.
Like, yeah, exactly.
The Hidden says, "What up, Lola?"
What up, The Hidden?
Yes, great curves. Sorry, I kind of got distracted for a second.
And then you had some other questions, like what was I into? So
No.
I read a lot of manga. I also watch a lot of anime.
You got into manga at an early age?
Not an early age. I was probably about 15, 16 when I started reading my first manga. So,
do you like find them in bookstores, or were they pretty common where the area you lived in?
It's pretty common where I'm from. So, and it was more common for females my age to have been into mangas, like in school and stuff. So, I was introduced to that probably about 15, 16.
The without doxing yourself, are you in the United States? Or
Yes.
are you all right? And
I'm from the South, if you couldn't
Okay.
tell.
Let's see. So, do you think when it comes to manga, were you drawn to like the action aspects, the storytelling, the ongoing series, or the slice of life aspects?
Usually it was the art for some reason, like manga art for some reason attracted me, but the stories also, I'm into horror. And so I like Junji Ito. There's one Masukono. I can never say these names right. I butcher them. But so I got into like the horror side of manga.
The horror
If that
side.
makes sense. Yeah, I like horror. I'm really huge into horror.
Were you also into what they call, I think it's hentai, which is like tentacle porn? Yeah, really graphic and.
Of course, of course. I knew what hentai was.
What was it?
So,
a part of the audio.
I said I
Dang it!
I don't know if it's my internet or yours.
It happened again. There was like a break, you were talking, and then there was like a moment or two of silence, and then you finished talking, and then I asked you what you said, and then the same thing happened.
I'm sorry. It's probably my internet. Like my internet can be terrible sometimes. But I knew what hentai was when I was like 18, 19. I probably knew what hentai was before I knew what anime was. So.
Oh, really? Oh my!
Thank you, internet.
Were you in your were your friends into that kind of stuff too, or were you like the outsider, the nerdy one?
No. I hung out with nerds. I've always hung out with nerds.
Ah, cool.
Like that's just always kind of been my crowd.
Sweet. Then says, "Oh, by the way, where's my sandwich? I asked for it an hour ago. The service here is terrible." Silence.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, besides manga, what else were you into? So you're into horror.
Yeah, I'm into horror. I'm into horror video games.
Oh, video games?
Yeah.
What's your video game cred?
So we just finished playing Resident Evil 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that on a console or PC?
We have a PS4 that we played it on.
All right. Is it one of those things where you play 2-player?
No, like one of us will play and the other will guide, and then we'll switch up or.
Nice.
So, but the last one I played by myself was Infinity BioShock.
Oh, BioShock! Really?
Yeah, I'm really heavy into the BioShock games.
Oh my gosh. I tried that before and I didn't get very far.
I actually started out on Xbox and then I moved to PS4 because the Xbox met the Red Ring of Death. So.
Oh, gotcha. There wasn't anything on the Xbox platform to keep you on that platform?
We had a few games that I liked playing on there, but it just didn't seem like it was worth it at the time to replace and all that. With Xbox going through all the stuff they were going through at the time. So we just went back to our PS.
What else do you play besides those games? BioShock and Resident Evil.
I like Silent Hill, Fatal Frame.
Wow, nice.
Those are a few of my favorites. I was trying to think. I can't remember the name of the game. It was like a horror game that you start out in this diner and like you go through and there's like zombies, but I can't remember the name of it. It's got like a weird name.
Oh, okay.
Katamari Damacy. That was fun.
Katamari. That's
Yeah.
not rare. But is that a horror one too?
No. That's just like a fun little, like you're a ball and you roll around and you catch everything. And
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So what's the deal? You're literally a sticky ball, and then you run over things, and then it adds to your growth.
Yeah, and like the bigger you get, the more prestige you get with the king. It's so fun. I love it.
Are you like the trash collector, basically?
Pretty much.
Okay. That's funny. I remember that game.
That was a fun game.
Nice.
And we play a lot of Portal too.
Oh, Portal. Okay.
Yeah. We got to the cake. The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie. Hidden says your mind must be warped beyond all measure. Hidden wants to know what the verdict is for Resident Evil 8.
I will say, okay, like the one thing I didn't like about RE8 was that when you start out playing, it has a lot of storyline. So it's almost like an interactive movie for a while. But then the gameplay starts to take over and it gets better as far as that goes. But it's a beautiful game. Beautiful game.
Cool. Welcome, El Gargoyle. Thanks for the eggplant. El Gargoyle is asking Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill. It's a good game. Like if you haven't played it, let's see. The second one's probably the best one.
Oh, there's a second one.
Yeah, for Silent Hill. Yeah, they have a bunch of Silent Hills.
Do they?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't stay up on the whole horror gaming genre. I hear some of the ones that are always branded about, like Resident Evil and stuff like that. Trying to think what other ones. But I don't follow that specific genre of gaming. And let's see. It starts off in a diner and some zombie pterodactyl crashes through a window.
Sounds like that's right. Or is he asking about Silent Hill? Because like that's not Silent Hill. But the game I was talking about that I couldn't remember the name of, that's how it kind of starts out. It's kind of like a cheaper game. You know, it's one of those cheaper games that you pick up and you're like, hey, I'm gonna try this.
Oh, sweet. It's neat when you. Oh, go ahead.
I'm pretty bad about like I'll go to the discount section of the video games, and if I see something that catches my eye, I'll just like get it and take it.
Do you at least stop and take? Oh, you're on a console. You're not doing a lot of PC gaming, right?
No, I have done PC gaming in the past. I started out with Diablo, so.
Oh, I love Diablo. Oh man, I think Diablo.
Back in the day, in my high school days, I dated a guy who played EverQuest, and then he got me into Diablo. So.
Yeah, I love Diablo. I like Diablo 2 a lot too. Let's see here. Yeah, when you were talking about just scooping up a game that catches your eye, my first thought was check the system requirements, make sure your system can play it. But if you're dealing with consoles, you don't really have to be concerned about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Welcome, Tatsunami.
Hi, Tatsunami.
El Gargo, hello. I laughed my ass off when Mia got killed, and instantly I knew she was a zombie thing.
A shambler.
Tatsunami says, hey Lola. Yo, Wizzy. That was the beginning of Silent Hill.
I don't remember a pterodactyl in the beginning of Silent Hill. You'll have to refresh my memory on that.
Maybe there's probably a YouTube thing out there that, excuse me, a YouTube video where people have the intro to the game.
I don't remember. Maybe I was drunk or something because I don't remember a pterodactyl.
What's Lola's channel? I just dropped the link. Check it out. Everybody sub if you haven't already. Definitely. Let's build up those numbers. She's at 171.
Maybe. I was at 169 last time I looked.
Let me see. Man, my screen's taking a while to refresh. It must be because I've got like 500 tabs open in my one browser. You're at 174 now.
Okay.
Sweet. Thank you for subbing, Tatsunami.
Thanks, Tatsunami.
Them bird monsters.
But were they pterodactyls or were they bird monsters? Because I don't remember pterodactyls is all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying, Gargoyle. I don't remember the pterodactyl. I do remember the bird monsters, though. Those things were scary.
So, are you into horror because you like the whole getting scared part of it and grabbing onto your man?
No. I grew up in a very strict religious background. And so I wasn't allowed to like watch horror movies or read anything that was too terrifying or anything like that. So like when I turned 18, I was just like, I gotta consume it all, you know, like a Pokemon, I gotta catch them all. So I was like, yeah, I started watching. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street series like all the way through.
Oh my gosh, really? You did like a marathon?
Yeah.
Those are entertaining as hell. I
spent a month pretty much just watching horror movies and like chill it out on the couch of a elderly lady who had Alzheimer's. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was taking care of my now husband's grandmother, and so like while I was staying with her, I would plug in some horror movies at night while she was asleep.
Oh man, for a minute I thought you were gonna say that you and her were watching the horror movies together.
No. Me and her watch Price is Right every morning.
You two get along pretty well?
Yeah, she was this really sweet lady. She was really far gone, so.
Yeah. It's a bummer when they get to that point. I don't know. This was on PS1. Lara Croft had triangle titties.
I remember that. Oh my god.
Yeah, those were the days. That was like the earliest version of the bullet bra.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you ever play games like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider?
I did when I was younger. Like I would play with my little brothers. Like they really enjoyed Tomb Raider and stuff like that. My one brother would play Ratchet and Clank a lot.
Oh, okay.
So I play a lot of Ratchet and Clank, Sonic.
The Sega side of things.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a Sega growing up, so it was the big thing when I was a kid.
Cool. Yeah, I was into like I'm so old that I was playing on in Television 1 and in Television 2 and then the NES, the 8-bit Nintendo console.
I remember those. I used to my aunt babysat me and her son would play Mario all day long all day long. It was Mario and Duck Hunt all day long.
Did he let you play?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Oh my gosh. So is it true that you're also into metal music?
Metal music, yes.
Heavy metal or whatever?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of heavy metal and like electronica type.
Now, what is like electronic type?
No, electronic type music.
Oh, all right. Gotcha.
So I listen to like the heavier like German beats and stuff like that.
Out of curiosity, have you ever heard of, let's see, what is it called? I want to say heavy dubstep or
Yes, I've heard of heavy dubstep.
do you like that at all?
Somewhat. It's not necessarily what I turn to, but yeah, so music got me through my teen years, so
Music and horror.
music and horror, yeah.
Uh,
Now, I am known for taking like an old black and white silent film and putting like heavy metal to it, and I'll listen to heavy metal while I watch it.
So you mute the television or something so that you just see the visuals?
Well, it's a silent film, so it has no.
Oh, silent film. Yeah.
And so I just put my own soundtrack to it.
Does it seem to work?
Every once in a while I'll find something that really works together. Like I watched Hexen, the movie Hexen. It's about witches.
Uh-huh.
And I listened to Rob Zombie to it. So
So
yeah, I do some weird stuff every once in a while.
Welcome, Pale Rider.
What up, Pale Rider?
Ladies in red dresses dancing. Welcome, El Gargo. Ever heard of a band called Neurosis? I regret it took me 20 years to listen to them.
Sounds familiar. Maybe.
Yeah. When it comes to metal, it goes right over my head. I don't know any artists. I don't regularly listen to it or anything like that. So anything you say about it, I'll believe.
Start out with Slipknot. There you go.
Slipknot. I have heard of Slipknot. I don't think I've ever heard the music. Okay. Lola makes my shorts tight.
Yeah, that's Pale Rider.
Yeah.
We're trying to encourage him to get into live streaming. I think he would be fun on shows.
I imagine so, yeah. Absolutely. Definitely has a healthy sense of humor. So you were growing up, you said the metal music and horror movies got you through your teen years.
Yeah.
Did you have like a goth phase?
A goth phase? No. I was never a goth kid. I just hung around with like the gothy, nerdy kids all the time. They were just, listen, I found myself, in their group, interested in the same things they were interested in, but like, I was just kind of an observer.
All right.
I always like to like watch people and see how they interact.
Oh, an observer. Interesting. And what did you gather from your findings, your observations?
Looking back, hindsight being 2020, teen angst is some real shit.
That's funny.
El Gargoyle says, no, Pantera. Pantera's good. Pantera's good. That's a good one.
Welcome, Black Rose Comics. Hail. Slipknot, Pantera. Are those like the tamer versions that the gateway into heavy metal?
I would probably say so.
All right.
I mean, you can still understand what they're saying.
Oh,
It's not just screaming.
well, I mean, I used to work at, I worked in a college bookstore, and we were in the back, right? And one of my manager would listen to heavy metal, or I think it's considered heavy metal. What is that one where you've got really loud, heavy music? You've got heavy screaming and like deep throated voices. Is
That's
that
not, is that ska or something that they call it? Ska?
oh, ska?
Something that sounds like metal to me, but there's all kind of different little groups.
Yeah, I just remember I couldn't understand why our manager was so into it, because it seemed like I could never understand what they were talking about, what they were singing about. I couldn't make out the lyrics. So it always boggled my mind what the appeal was. Pale Rider says, oh, go ahead.
I think it depends on mood, you know? Like, it can help get you pumped up or...
I mean, that I can see. Yeah, I can see that pumping you up. Depends. Oh, yeah. Pale Rider says, yeah, Lola likes to watch. Confirmed.
Thanks, Pale Rider.
War.
Yeah, Gwar. Gwar is like a hell of a band.
Depends. That sounds like a live action porn, lol. There's Mongolian throat singers in metal.
Yes, there are. The Hue. Is that what you're talking about, Gargoyle?
Really? Oh,
yeah, the Hue is awesome.
Fascinating. And then, so you're into metal, horror, and then how did you get into? Well, did you transition from manga to comic books, or did you always have a love for manga? Then you continued through and started adding comics to it.
I started getting into comics when I started getting into art books. The first art books I ever picked up was Louis Royo. He was a heavy metal artist back in the day. And so I started, like, I got into his work, and then I got into heavy metal, and, like, I found Frank Frazetta and Salvador, what is his name?
I'm probably way off, but it's not Dolly, is it?
No, not Dolly. He's also a heavy metal artist, but I got heavy into heavy metal magazines, and then I started getting into like more indie comics.
Oh, and you went from heavy metal magazines to indie comics?
Yeah, so like I would pick up like Roman Dirge or Yonan Vasquez, or I would find I was huge into Zenoscope for a while. I'm not big into, like, shocker, I'm not big into superhero comics. So I don't know, they all seem like the same story, just different characters to me, so I just didn't get into them.
All right.
But I mean, I have access to, I mean, you name it, I have access to Superman, Batman, X-Men, Spider-Man. Right now I'm reading Conan the Barbarian. So,
well, are you like you mentioned earlier that your hubby has a comic book collection, and yours. Are you basically reading his entire collection?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Like I read I have things that I like that he's not necessarily into. Like I'm more into like the girlier comics, I guess you call it. So like Roman Dirge, he drew up this little girl named Lenore, and it follows this little dead girl named Lenore through her adventures.
Oh.
Yonan Vasquez, who made Invader Zim. Do you know Invader Zim?
No.
It was a cartoon on in like the early 2000s, I think. But he also, his first, like before he did cartoons and animation, he was making comics. And so one of his comics was Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. And so I picked that up. And then Charles Burns, The Black Hole. I read The Black Hole. And then I just started moving more into the mainstream stuff, like Hellboy. I read a lot of Hellboy.
All right.
Trying to think. Batman. I like Batman. Like if I do go with a superhero, it's Batman. Because I mean, let's face it, he's just a really crazy guy with a lot of money that can like fuck up shit.
Yeah.
Like he's just a normal human being, like no superpowers in there. It's just like a vigilante out there trying to make the world better, and yet somehow he can sometimes make it worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool part about Batman, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Love Batman in our house. But yeah, so that's kind of where my comics came in, and then I really got turned off to like how they were going with certain things that they were doing in comics. When I took my kid to the local shop, and she was eye level with a comic, and on the front of the comic was like an orgy.
What?
And like, so like there was like boobs everywhere, and there was gimp mask, but my kid was like eye level with it, and I was like, yeah, this isn't okay. So like I got more vocal about stuff like that, like the stuff that they were trying to push towards kids and stuff like that. So
It's like they're normalizing kinks and
yeah, they're trying to indoctrinate children into certain stuff, and to me, children just don't, there's certain things they don't need to know about.
yeah.
So
Yeah, once they're full-grown adult, it's a different story. Then they can, see what else is out there. But not when you're a little young, impressionable kid.
right. So that's when I got more vocal, and when I got more vocal into ComicsGate, because I was speaking out more against what they were doing as far as pushing sexuality and stuff like that in the comic stories. Yeah.
Did you find yourself getting attacked by people in the mainstream, or maybe fans of the books in the mainstream?
I was well known for getting attacked by Remphamus and her little group.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like we had our back and forth for a while. So
Well, obviously you came out the victor. Pale Rider says, the important question, why are all of your avatars a sexy butt?
Well, I explained it, Pale Rider. It's my rebellion. It's my rebellion against mainstream and against the assholes that want to like sit around and try to say that women are supposed to look like 13-year-old little boys or butch big old well of women. So
how do you respond to people who might say, or like SJWs who might say, she uses those avatars because she's talking out her butt?
Well, yeah, I'm a talking ass. That's the whole point. Like, I have fun. I say what I want. I do what I want. Like, that's who I am. It took me a long time to get to this point where I'm finally like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to do what I want.
There you go.
You don't like me? Okay, that's fine. You ain't got to like me.
One thing I'd always wondered is, are they all of you, or do you just find these over there?
No, these aren't mine.
Oh.
Like, I have used mine one time, and I'm not going to say which one it was, but I have cycled mine in and out, but
Okay.
not going to say which one.
I was gonna. Go ahead. Yeah.
It's always interesting everybody's reaction to a butt avatar. Like, we've all seen them. Come on.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing new. For the red dress run, you need to send hubby down here so I can get him into trouble.
No.
You want to share with everyone the details of this red dress run?
Okay, so like apparently Chris Evans had told a story on his channel about wearing a red dress one time. I guess it was at Halloween or something. And so we just kind of like have picked on him about it, but apparently in Louisiana, at New Orleans, they have a red dress run where all these people dress up in red dresses and heels and they do like a marathon. It's like a 5K or something.
Okay.
And I think it's a benefit for something, maybe heart disease or something like that.
Ah, gotcha. What about, says the mainstream are all child predators. They want the kids. Yep.
I would agree with that. What about, yeah.
Yep. Look, it's my favorite ass in all the internet. Wait, that came out wrong. Welcome, Johnny Cage.
It's Johnny Cage and Bill Ryder and El Gargoyle. What about? These guys have been around with me forever.
Yeah. I'm so glad I don't have kids. The world is just too stupid these days, lol.
Yeah. Raising kids in this day and age is not easy.
Yeah. I would have to think long and hard if I were wanting to bring kids into this world, because, I mean, these days, because of all the indoctrination, it's like you by default have to go immediately to homeschooling.
Pretty much, it seems that way. I homeschool mine just because, I didn't want my kid learning about things before I was ready to talk to her about them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I can pick and choose what she learns and how she learns it. So I enjoy that aspect of it.
I heard that, I've heard from other parents and who've become homeschoolers, and they talk about all these programs you can get access to, and there's like a whole community of homeschooling parents, and they share resources. There's like
it's like a co-op.
Yeah, there's like lesson plans already laid out, and so it helps you get started on that kind of stuff.
We have something like that where we live, but we also have a homeschool community. We have like 467 families that homeschool at the moment.
Wow.
In our county, and so we get together and we do different like groups, and we'll have like classes for them, and so like I'll do science classes for them, or like the littler kids, I was using comic books to teach them to read.
Wow. Nice. I've often always I often hear that for those kids who have like learning disabilities or trouble reading, that comic books are a great way to get them into it and help them improve on their reading skills.
It very much is a good way to get them, because like especially if you start them out like younger, like pre-K, about that age, they can make up their own stories as they go through it, but as they start to learn the words and are able to read more as they progress, they get to actually read the story that goes with it, right? Like that's what I do with my children. That's what I do with the kids that I teach, that I get together with. And a lot of them love it. And like we started doing, like I would have the kids like make their own little comics, and some of these kids had never seen a comic, so it was just great to like see their faces, and they're like, "It's cartoons in book 4. Mom's happy."
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, what about in Johnny? Everyone quits the stream and goes to search Lola avatar history. Hail.
Only Pell Rider would come up with that.
I bet it's the one with the googly eyes. Hail.
I'll never tell.
You see that video where that school bus driver smacked a little girl in the face for not wearing a mask properly?
No, but if I was the mama of that little girl, I would have smacked that bus driver right back.
Heck yeah. That's insane. You don't go doing that to kids. The Never-Ending Story is a really good book. I don't think I've ever read...
I've never read the story. I've seen the movie.
Me too. I think they even made a sequel that didn't do too well.
But you know, it was a lie because it ended.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh yeah, I'm taking your hubby out. Don't worry, he won't get into too much trouble. I'll give him a blue drink. 30 minutes and he'll be ready for bed.
That will make him feel so safe, Pill Rider.
I'm right. It's the butt with the googly eyes.
I'll never tell.
Always keep him guessing. Oh,
Yep.
you know what? If you end up drinking on stream or getting high before your stream, then you might actually reveal it one time. Because people might slip in that question. Which one of your avatars is the real Lola?
WyzGyz is like, he's going to trip me up on my next Lola after midnight. Be like, so which one was it?
I remember you told me once.
How did you get into ComicsGate, WyzGyz?
Oh, you've been in it longer than I have. I didn't get into it until late 2019, like September, October.
Uh-huh.
And I guess I just got kind of bored because I stopped watching TV actively about 10 years ago. So I was looking for some form of entertainment. So I was spending more time on the internet, and I was browsing YouTube and stuff. And I started seeing streams, talking about Star Wars. Star Wars has always been a big thing in my life. And then that kind of segued into like watching videos from World Class Bullshitters where you do those Toys R Us runs.
Right.
How many action figures were on the pegs and which were selling and which weren't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, I guess, was all around the time Force Awakens and The Last Jedi were released. And I was more or less in line with everything the Phantom Menace was saying. So I quickly got into their types of videos.
Right.
I kind of segued over to Ethan Van Sciver's videos because he was doing Rose Tico videos and,
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Star Wars.
Yeah. I remember the crate of Rose Ticos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was funny when, you had the pun, a dozen roses.
Yeah.
They were all Rose Ticos.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I got turned on to EVS's channel because, he's pretty darn entertaining. And I loved him when he read those articles with his mechanical pencil, and he was often saying, about to click on a link, and he would say, "This better not be porn." And that kind of stuff. So I got into that, started hearing about Zach, and then started hearing about, was it Jawbreakers? And the idea of EVS bringing back Cyberprod from the Harris comic years. And things were stirring up. There was coming together, and it became clearer and clearer that, this group of people was on the verge of starting a whole new industry. And, well, or more or less taking the reins from the big two, because the big two were failing miserably releasing all this garbage.
Right.
So I was on board with what people like EVS and your boy Zach were selling. So, but then I would start checking out these Indiegogo campaigns that everyone was talking about, and then I noticed, damn, there's so much incredible talent out there, artists and writers, some beautiful stories, and yet they're not getting anywhere close to funding. And I figured, man, that's unacceptable. We got to find some way to get these people funded. So I took it upon myself to go, all right, in my spare time, I'm going to start a channel. I'm going to try and promote these books and try and get them funded. And that's how I started, basically. Let's see here. Are you still there, Lola, or are you having internet?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just listening.
El Gargoyle says they made a trilogy and an animated series and a shit-ass miniseries.
Of the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah. Keep the mystery. I think it's kind of cool that you had one of your fans draw what they think you look like.
That was Pell Rider.
Oh, all right.
Pell
Yeah,
Rider do that.
I thought that was a cool idea. I was actually thinking about doing the same. And so
It's interesting what people think you look like when you've never revealed
yeah,
to anyone.
it's pretty cool. But the trick to the Never-Ending Storybook is that it was supposed to make you interested in other books. Oh.
Did it really? Because I felt lied to. Just saying, I felt lied to. It ended.
Is it like one of those things where maybe it was funded by the public libraries?
Probably.
to encourage you to
like a PSA.
Yeah. It was Jawbreakers. Yeah, thank you. It started with the OG comic tubers like your boy Zach, EVS, Engeltine, etc. Pre-CG in 2017. And I saw it basically come to life since. I supported and backed a lot of books in the CG group since. Awesome.
Bikini 90, what's up, man? Yeah, like he's got it right on the head. It started in 2017 with those guys, and they were constantly being attacked. So just because they were criticizing the art and like the storylines that they were coming out with, and yeah, it just progressed. It progressed into what it is now. So
yeah, they just keep chugging along. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, like I said, I came into it late, at least about 2 years late. But at the same time, when I made the decision to become a promoter, I was like, you know what? If I'm, touting all these books and I'm, saying all this awesome stuff about these books, then people are gonna look at me cross-eyed if I don't put my money where my mouth is. So I started backing the campaigns I was passionate about, and before long, I spent a whole lot of money.
Well, when I first started in this whole community, I backed everything. Anything that was coming out, I backed it. Like I was on top of it. And then after a little while, I was like, okay, some things were shifting and changing, and there was, of course, all the drama that occurs, and so I backed off for a little bit and started only backing the people that I knew personally that I could trust with, my information, and that had good projects that I felt were good projects that deserved the love.
Yes.
And then I ended up taking a little bit of a break off of social media. And so I've come back and I'm like, where's all the projects? I need all the projects again. Like, I'm just constantly trying to get back into backing. And I mean, I've probably backed 100 projects at least myself.
Nice. Wow.
So,
out of curiosity, does your hubby also sit in on CG live streams and watch
Yeah.
videos? All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see.
Yeah, he still backs too. He just does it silently. So
Nice. Welcome, 8-Bit Shinobi. Hey, guys. Yeah, I don't know if you know 8-Bit Shinobi, but he's got a virtual convention coming up, Ottawa VCon 2021. It's going to be a virtual convention from
interesting.
Canada. And one of the things I think he's most notable for is him and his brother build these arcade cabinets. And for a very reasonable price, you can have a full-on arcade cabinet, and it contains like over 5,000 games on it. Console games, arcade games. It's hella trippy. I'd love to buy one someday.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then locally in Ottawa, Canada, they do this business where you can rent a game console and their games for like a weekend. And, you know, they load you up with games. And then you just return it after you're done at the end of the weekend or something like that. And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and some of their consoles are designed so they're preloaded with loads of extra games on it as well, like over 1,000 games. So you got this huge selection, this huge collection, this library basically of console games from other platforms as well as arcade games, all ported to, you know, a console-sized device.
That sounds like something I could get behind.
Yeah. I've had him on my channel several times. Pale Rider says, I was recovering from back surgery and I was getting back into illustration comic art and saw EVS's vid on how to do a comic for $100. Yeah, I think that was the, you go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something. I think it was Michael's. That's a classic video of his. Did he draw you as a 13-year-old girl?
Well, at least El Gargoyle now realizes I'm a girl, but no, not a 13-year-old. He drew me as a grown woman. Let's just put it that way.
Yep. You watched the movie. Okay, so now, Lola, I want you to draw what you think I look like. Wait, I have pics up.
I know what Pale Rider looks like.
Did Pale Rider draw you as a 13-year-old boy? Now I'm tempted to draw what I envision Lola to look like now. Yeah.
Do it, Makani, do it.
Do it, yes. Yeah, come join us. All creators are welcome.
I remember 8-Bit Shinobi from back in the day. Like, 8-Bit Shinobi's been around for a while.
Nice.
Great people, man. There's great people up in your chat right now.
Hell yeah. They're all here for you. Noel Gargoyle, I did her pointing a pistol at the viewer.
Yeah, he did.
Aiming the pistol at the viewer for looking at your rear. There you go.
No, he drew like the hands together and the pistol was in the hands and she's like holding it out and she looks like she's like got those big rock star glasses on and she's got like this angry face and like maybe chewing some gum or something. I mean, she looks like a badass bitch, just gonna say.
Oh my. I'm loving all this fun stuff, but it is our time is coming to an end. I wanted to encourage everyone and their mother and their grandmother and their great-grandmothers to subscribe to Lola's YouTube channel. It'll look a little something like this. She does Lola After Midnight, this segment very early every morning. Are you literally doing it every single day, even weekends?
Well, okay, so like it started out like I was gonna do it every day for the month of May because I'm a May baby. My birthday's in May. And so I just wanted to celebrate my birthday the whole month.
Nice.
But I've had some stuff here and there come up that I've had to I've not been able to, but pretty much I'm trying to hit every night in the month of May.
Nice. Sweet. Uh, so, what are your plans and goals for the channel?
I like to have a place where we can all come together. We can talk about whatever interests us, and like, I want people to come on and share their projects. Like, I want them to have a platform where they can come and chill and it not feel like shilling. I want to have fun. I'm so tired of like all the serious stuff that people are getting upset about. Like, come on, life is too short. We get like a set amount of time on this earth, and it's way too short to sit around and be upset and angry and outraged and worried and just living in fear of everything. Like, just come have fun, Fuck off, have fun, draw.
For sure. Yeah, I oftentimes it's too early in the morning for me to catch it because of my schedule, but I always make it a point to watch every single replay in its entirety. So help get you some watch hours. And
So how am I doing, WyzGyz?
you are now at
I mean, you said you watch my videos, so how are we doing on the streams? Are they too degenerate?
Oh no, they're not. I think it's just the right amount of degeneracy. Oh, wait a minute! I flashed the white supremacist. Uh-oh. But actually, it's okay because I'm a white supremacist. Welcome, Statistical Zero. Popping in to say hi. It's been a while. I miss you, man.
Hi, Statistical Zero.
You rock. I love your cartoons. I am so coming on your stream.
Makini, you are always welcome on a stream. Come on, buddy.
Sweet. There's no such thing as too degenerate.
Johnny Cage, you sure about that?
Yeah, I think you're doing a good job for a new YouTuber. I mean, you're really catching on fast. You're getting all the basics down on how to, run a stream. You come with topics at hand and ready to put up. So if there's any kind of need for additional topics, you got some ready, so you're prepared. You've already garnered a bunch of cool panelists, so that's cool. And
I just hate that I only have a limit of 10. Like, I would have everybody in the chat on with me if I could. The problem is everybody gets to talking at one time, and like you can't understand anybody, and nobody can get a word in edgewise.
it all sounds like white noise.
Pretty much.
It sounds like heavy metal music.
Where's Luke when we need him?
Lola Stream of Doom. I wish Lola was closer. We'd live stream from the strip club.
Heck yeah, we would, Pell Rider.
There's no such thing as too degenerate. Pastmaster Dan.
What's
Hey,
up, Pastmaster Dan?
Stop by to like. Good luck. Everybody be sure, if you haven't already, show some love. Let's get Lola to 500 subs, but ideally, the sooner we get to 1,000 subs, the better. Do you want to share the awesome news about what happens at 1,000 subs?
Nothing's happening at 1,000 because I'm not going to hit 1,000. Do not get me to 1,000. Please do not get me to 1,000.
Oh, we're getting there.
I agreed at 1,000 subs, I would wear a furry suit and live stream it.
Yeah.
It's part of having fun, right?
Now, would this be a full-on furry suit, complete with the head, the whole mask, or are you going to reveal your face?
Oh no. It's gonna have like the whole head, everything.
Ah.
Gotta keep the mystery.
A-Bit Shinobi says, I'm waiting for strip clubs to be open again. My younger brother just turned 21. Happy birthday to him. Nice. Yeah.
You might find one or two might be open near you.
Quite possible. Rules are starting to get more lax, although he's in Canada. I don't know what the restrictions are right now.
Oh.
So supposedly here in Ohio, they're starting January 2nd. You can you're going to be able to not wear a mask if you've been vaccinated. It's all a scam, though.
I identify as a vaccinated person at this point.
Me too. That's
I'm
why.
just gonna identify as it. I mean, if I can identify as a unicorn with like, boy parts, then yeah, I can identify as a vaccinated person.
Exactly. I bet they weren't prepared for that.
I bet they weren't.
I am going to give the Honorable Lola the floor, and more so this beautiful looking hip. The floor.
Okay.
Oh, what about this after midnight fun?
I just want to say, you guys, like, it's crazy out there right now. There's a lot of anxiety and a lot of, craziness. Just go out there and be your loving and amazing selves and keep creating. And, if you have a project that you're putting out or something that you want to come talk about, hey, I'll make a stream for it. Come talk about it. Let's sell it. Let's make you some money and see where we can get you. Like, I want to be like a person that helps in this community. This community's given me a lot and I want to give back to it. So
Well put. That's pretty awesome. You brought a tear to my eye.
hopefully it's a good tear.
Of course. I wanted to on a lot of my streams, especially when I have new or newish creators on, I often share a list of promoters who they can promote and show their book at. Is it okay to list you as one?
Please do. Please.
Awesome sauce. Awesome. The restrictions are off. Oh, go ahead.
Like I said, I just want to be someone that helps in this community, and if I can grow my platform and get more eyes on projects, then I'm more than happy to help.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. People helping people. The restrictions are awful. They keep putting us back in lockdown, and they screwed up on the vaccine. Oh, jeez. I identify as the Prime Minister of Canada.
It's 2021. You can do that.
Yeah. If anyone needs it, I have a PDF copy of the Vax card. There you go. Sweet. What is that avatar? That's not a butt.
It is a butt. It's like a hip butt, side butt with a tattoo.
Side butt.
It's like side boob, only it's side butt.
Left butt's connected to the right butt. Yeah. There you go. That's a side butt, Pale Rider. I think I was one of the few guests that came on with nothing to promote. Haha, WyzGyz is a good dude.
He is a good dude. You've been helping a lot of people. I've watched your streams, and like you do help a lot of people.
I try. It was a blast having Stato. He's such a good person.
There are a lot of good people in this community. Like, I know that we see some of the drama here and there, but like for the most part, this community is a good community.
Sure.
And it always has been.
Indeed. Indeed. Can I put McLovin? I might.
I'm sure you can. Like, I don't understand why they wouldn't let you.
Oh my, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Oh goodness gracious. Oh boy. Yeah, so for anyone interested, you can find me on all kinds of social media and soon to be much more. Just check out the description of every stream I do and you'll find it on my social media. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Mark the bell for notifications, especially mark all notifications, so hopefully YouTube cooperates and actually promotes and shares notifications. What a concept. My bad, Johnny. I don't see it, but I'm wasted. Excuse me. I wanted to take a moment to thank everyone in chat. You guys are so freaking awesome. You guys rock the Casbah.
Thank you.
Indeed. And most especially, thank you to our very, very honorable and special guest, Lola.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. It's always a blast hanging with you. I had one final question, though.
What's that?
So, hopefully it's not a dox, but what is the origin of the last name Meatz?
It was just a joke. Like, well, I came up with Lola Meatz. It was just a joke. Like, I thought it was funny with the toxic masculinity and all this stuff. You know, meats. I'm meeting people, but yet at the same time, you know, it's toxic masculinity to eat meat. So it fit in perfect with what I was doing at the time. So. And I just became known as Lola. Like, everybody knows me as Lola. Even those who like know who I am, they still call me Lola. Like, it's hilarious.
Do your quote unquote in real life friends and family know you do this whole YouTube thing and back comic book indie comics?
My mom knows. My mom's very supportive. My best friend, she's a mom as well, but she's very supportive of me as well. So
Sweet.
I do have people that know, but everybody's supportive. So I appreciate the support and the encouragement I get from the community as well as from my own family and friends.
Nice. Hail this glorious stream. I sub to you, Lola.
Thanks, 8-Bit.
Meet Cortina?
Could be. Alrighty.
So much lore.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore around Lola.
You gotta have a good name. People like a good name. Oh my gosh. And with that, here's one final drop of the link to Lola's channel. You are ending this stream at 176 subs.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys.
So you got a few more. Right on.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. You guys rock. We'll catch you on the next stream. Take it easy, y'all. And bye.
Bye.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the ComicsGaters phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing? Welcome to the show.